Hello my friends. Much like our previous postures, you may want a couple of tools to help you really get it today. And you may want a pillow or two. These could also be yoga blocks if you have them, and another chair. And if you want to pause me, go get this stuff, go get it now. And if you don't want to pause me because you're ready to go, then let's do this thing. We're gonna do pigeon pose. Pigeon pose is an amazing posture for working on extension through one leg, internal rotation, that means pointing straight ahead, and flexion on another leg, and external rotation, which means we're opening that hip up out to the side. It is really a magical position for opening up everything. And I see a lot of people do it wrong. So I see a lot of people getting into it and just trying to get here, just trying to get that hip down. And what happens when we're doing that is we're actually stealing range of motion. What are we doing? We're sagging in this hip. We're sagging through our hips. We're all rounded through the spine. And a lot of people also, if you can see my hips, will end up doing this guy as well, rounding through the back. And think about, is that what you want to look like when you walk around? No. So we're going to do it right. What we're going to do is, from a nice hands and knees position, a nice tabletop, a long tabletop, so we'll wander those knees behind the hips a little bit, wrists under the shoulders. We're gonna sweep that right knee to the outside of that right hand, and then without grabbing your hand and jacking that leg over, you're just going to spin as though you can get that right ankle towards your left wrist. It's not gonna get all the way there, that's perfect. Your heel's gonna be under your groin. From there, you're gonna point that left toe straight back, pressing the top of that foot. Now, you may be way out to the side of your body with this left leg. You may be right in the center. That's what we're working towards. It's about the direction, not the destination. It's about taking the step, not actually being there within the first step. So wherever you are, know that it's perfect. Pressing the top of that back foot. You can peek back towards your heel and make sure that heel's not sagging out to the side. So pull it so that it's right over the middle of that ankle. 3. Pressing into the top of that back foot, work this left hip as though you could point it towards the right knee. All of a sudden, you're gonna feel things come online in your hips. This is beautiful. 4, we're gonna resist this right knee back, like you're pulling this right knee into this right hip. By doing that, all of a sudden your hips are pointing straight ahead. At this point, if you're like, hey, I need a break, I need the chair is a wonderful friend to bring your forearms to, or whatever have you. 5, peek at those hips for a second. Make sure that they're parallel to the floor. Like I was saying, a lot of people sag into this hip because they want the destination before the direction. They'd rather just be there without having to do the steps. And think about, what do you want to look like in everyday life? Do you want to walk around like this? Or do you want to walk around strong and powerful in your life? That's what I want anyway, and that's what I'm here to give you. So we're hanging out here nice and long through that spine, taking a big inhale, working these hips. And as we exhale, maybe we can sit further back. Maybe we can crawl that left leg back a little bit further without popping into that butt, without rounding through that spine. Taking another big in breath, activating through those hips, getting tall. Maybe your hands around that chair, maybe your forearms around that chair. Maybe you start reaching an arm up overhead. I don't know. And as we exhale, maybe we can sink back into it a little bit more. One more time, active through those hips. Inhale, nice and tall. My right glute is really working. I can feel my left groin as well. Exhale, maybe we can sink further back. Now, if you want to put your pigeon to rest and go into a swan position, you can start to hinge forward as long as that tailbone stays lifted. We're not rounding through the back at all, and we are also making sure that we're not sagging into that hip. You can hang out here too. Send me a picture of either one of these postures, whether you're down or you're up, to the best of your ability. Now let's take a break. Let's do the opposite side. Come back to that tabletop. We'll be quick with this one. Wiggle those hips around a little bit. See how different that right side is from the left. When you're ready, sweeping that left knee up to the outside of that left wrist. Bam. Sweeping that left ankle across towards that right wrist without pulling on it. Right knee's down, right toes are pointing straight back. Maybe you're way out here, maybe you're right in line with your midline. Direction, not destination. It's about the journey. Pressing down on the top of that right foot, check that right ankle. It's over, the heel's over my ankle. From there, Working this right hip as though we can point it towards that left knee. It's not gonna go there, but you're gonna start feeling that activation. Now this hip is neutral, pointing straight ahead. This left knee's pulling back into this left hip. Boom. And from there, we're peeking at those hips, making sure they're parallel to the floor. No sagging into this hip. What do you want to look like? Those hands, those fingertips, the chair, forearms on the chair, whatever you need, using the chair, you're right here, are here to help you. Activate through those hips, get nice and tall, long through that spine. Think about how you want to show up in life. As we exhale, maybe we can scoot that right leg back a little bit further without stealing range of motion from anywhere. Legs are fully active here. There's no rest in yoga outside of Shavasana. Full inhale. Full exhale. Maybe we sink a little bit further into it. Everything is working. Everything is active. Full in breath. Activate through those hips. Get tall. Exhale. Maybe we sink further into it. Maybe here, if you can keep that spine long, none of this. You can keep that tailbone untucked, none of this, or sagging into that hip. Maybe you can start to hinge it forward to the forearms. Send me a picture of your posture today, whether it's down, long, beautiful, or here, or you decide, you know what, neither of those work for me, and you take another posture like crossing that leg over on your back, where you end up standing and putting your leg up over a chair or over a couch. It's all good. Pick the variation that works the best for you. Share it with me, and thanks for being here. Do this 2 to 3 times today for 3 to 5 minutes per side, or just 3 to 5 breaths, and you have an amazing day. Bye.